There's nothing like comparison for providing perspective. There's a story behind that. This is your daily message from Chad number 1125 to upgrade your mental game today by telling yourself a better story. Because the most important story you hear is the story you tell yourself. And this message is dedicated to Nancy Austell on her birthday. Happy birthday, Nancy. Here's the upgrade. They say comparison is the thief of joy, but upgraded thinking knows the right comparison hands your perspective back. Here's the story. Alistair Urquhart told his story in a book called The Forgotten Highlander. It may be the most remarkable tale of survival I've ever encountered. The best way to tell it briefly is to give you the litany of what he endured. Urquhart was a young Scotsman, conscripted at 19 into the Golden Highlanders during World War II. His first reaction to being drafted wasn't fear of war, it was fear of losing his job. He had been working since he was 14 to help his family through the Depression. He was shipped to Singapore. The Japanese invaded and took him prisoner. He spent 750 days as a slave in the jungle, building the Death Railway and the bridge over the River Kwai. Most of that time, he was completely naked. He contracted dysentery, malaria, tropical ulcers, beriberi, kidney stones, and cholera, often several at once. Then he was loaded onto a hell ship, which was torpedoed by the Allies. Almost everyone died. He shot out of the sinking hold like a cork out of a champagne bottle, saved partly by swimming skills he'd learned as a Boy Scout. He spent 5 days adrift alone at sea before a Japanese whaling ship picked him up. They sent him to Nagasaki to labor in a coal mine. 2 months later, he was struck by the blast of the atomic bomb. When the Marines liberated him, he had dropped from 135 pounds to 82. He came home to Scotland to learn his best friend had died in the war and the girl he loved had married and moved to Canada. How did he survive? His mantra was 3 words: survive this day. The camp doctor who saved his life said 2 men with identical symptoms could have opposite fates, and the difference was sheer willpower and the power of the mind. At 90 years old, Urquhart wrote this book to inspire others to persevere. He wrote, quote, "There's no such word as can't. I have not allowed my life to be blinded by bitterness," end quote. In his 90s, he was still working on his foxtrot. He died in 2016 at the age of 97. The better story to tell yourself is, if Alistair endured that, I can endure this day. That's the comparison that provides perspective. Whatever is stressing you today, the deadline, the bill, the hard conversation, hold it up next to 750 days naked in the jungle with malaria. You are so much stronger than you think you are. You can endure so much more than you think you can. You can survive this day. Tell me a story of a comparison that gave you perspective to fromchadsmith@gmail.com. Send someone a text and tell them you can endure so much more than you think you can. You can get a free copy of my book, The Most Powerful Story in the World, by going to fromchad.gumroad.com. The transcript of this message and hundreds of others are always available at www.fromchad.com.